Video opens with a stunning shot of a fossilized dinosaur egg, perhaps being carefully brushed by a paleontologist. Have you ever held a stone in your hand and wondered about the stories it could tell? Well, what if that stone wasn't a stone at all, but a time capsule from a world lost to history? Today, we're cracking open one of the most incredible windows into the past: dinosaur eggs. These aren't just fossils. They're the cradles of prehistoric life, holding secrets that scientists are just beginning to unravel. Forget everything you thought you knew, because we're about to journey back millions of years to discover how baby dinosaurs came into the world, what their parents were like, and what these ancient eggs can teach us about life, survival, and the incredible history of our planet. So, get ready, because things are about to get prehistoric. Cut to a graphic showing the first discovery of dinosaur eggs. Believe it or not, for a long time, people found strange round fossils and had no idea what they were. Some cultures even thought they were dragon eggs. The first scientifically recognized dinosaur eggs were discovered in France way back in 1859. But the real game changer came in the 1920s, when an expedition led by Roy Chapman Andrews to the Gobi Desert in Mongolia stumbled upon a treasure trove. They found the first ever nests of dinosaur eggs, perfectly preserved in the desert sand. This discovery was revolutionary. It was the first solid proof that dinosaurs laid eggs, just like modern birds and reptiles. It wasn't just a find. It was the key that unlocked the door to understanding dinosaur family life. From that moment on, paleontologists knew they had to look not just for giant bones, but for these small, precious spheres. Show a variety of dinosaur egg fossils, different shapes and sizes. Now, when you picture a dinosaur egg, you probably imagine something like a giant chicken egg, right? Well, you're not entirely wrong, but the reality is so much more diverse and fascinating. Dinosaur eggs came in all shapes and sizes. Some, like those of the massive titanosaurs, could be as large as a basketball, spherical and robust. Others, belonging to smaller dinosaurs like the oviraptor, were elongated, almost like a loaf of bread, and arranged in intricate circular patterns within the nest. The textures were varied too. Some had smooth surfaces, while others were covered in tiny bumps and ridges. These differences aren't just random, they tell us a lot. The shape and shell structure were adapted to the environment. For example, a thicker shell might have been necessary in a drier climate to prevent the embryo from drying out, while a more porous shell might have been better for a humid environment. It's evolution in a nutshell. Or, in this case, an eggshell. Transition to a CGI animation showing a dinosaur embryo developing inside an egg. So, we have the shell. But what's happening on the inside? That's where the real magic is. For decades, the contents of these eggs were a complete mystery. But thanks to incredible technology like CT scanning and particle accelerators, we can now peer inside these fossilized eggs without breaking them. And what we found is mind-blowing. Scientists have discovered fossilized embryos, tiny skeletons curled up just as they were millions of years ago, moments before they were meant to hatch. One of the most famous examples is Baby Louie, a perfectly preserved oviraptorosaur embryo found in China. By studying its bone development, scientists could figure out how quickly it was growing and even estimate the incubation period. These tiny skeletons are like a prehistoric ultrasound, giving us a direct look at the very first stages of a dinosaur's life. We can see how their skulls formed, how their limbs were positioned, and prepared to have our minds blown. Some even have traces of what might be fossilized feathers. Show images of dinosaur nests, some with adult dinosaur fossils nearby. The discovery of nests didn't just give us eggs, it gave us context. It showed us that many dinosaurs weren't just laying eggs and leaving, they were parents. In the Gobi Desert, the same place where those first nests were found, paleontologists discovered a fossil of an oviraptor crouched protectively over its clutch of eggs. For years, this dinosaur was wrongly named Oviraptor, which means egg thief, because it was thought to be raiding the nest. But this discovery proved the opposite. It was a devoted parent, likely incubating its eggs and protecting them from harm, much like a modern bird. This behavior is called brooding. We've also found evidence of vast nesting colonies, places where hundreds of dinosaurs, like the duck-billed Maiasaura, whose name actually means good mother lizard, would gather to lay their eggs together. This suggests complex social behaviors. They weren't just mindless monsters, they were part of a community, raising their young together. It completely changed our perception of dinosaur intelligence and social structure. Animation showing a baby dinosaur hatching. The moment of hatching must have been a perilous one. Just like modern baby turtles making a mad dash for the sea, a baby dinosaur's first moments were likely its most dangerous. But how did they get out of those tough shells? Studies of eggshell structure show that just before hatching, the inner layers of the shell would begin to dissolve, thinning it from the inside. This was the embryo reabsorbing calcium to strengthen its own growing skeleton. This process not only gave the baby a vital nutrient boost, but also weakened the shell enough for it to break through. Many baby dinosaurs had a specialized egg tooth on the tip of their snout, a small sharp protuberance used specifically to pip the shell and make that first crack. This feature is also found in modern birds and reptiles, another incredible link between the past and the present. Once free, a world of opportunity and danger awaited them. Show a comparison between a dinosaur nesting ground and a modern bird colony. The connections between dinosaurs and modern birds are undeniable, and nowhere is this clearer than in their eggs and nesting habits. The elongated shape of some theropod eggs, like those of the velociraptor, is remarkably similar to the eggs of modern ground-nesting birds. The way some nests are built, the brooding behavior of parents like Oviraptor, and the discovery of pigmented eggshells. Yes, some dinosaur eggs were colored, likely for camouflage. All point to a shared evolutionary history. Those blue and green hues, found in fossilized eggshells from China, are created by the same pigments that color the eggs of modern emus and robins. It's powerful evidence that birds aren't just related to dinosaurs. They are dinosaurs, a living lineage that survived the mass extinction. So, the next time you see a bird's nest, remember you're looking at a behavior that has been passed down for over 150 million years. Show a paleontologist in a lab analyzing a fossil. So, what else can these ancient eggs tell us? The chemical composition of the eggshells can reveal secrets about the mother's diet and the climate she lived in. By analyzing isotopes of oxygen trapped within the shell's crystal structure, scientists can estimate the temperature of the water the mother dinosaur drank, which in turn tells us about the environment at the time. This is paleoclimatology at its finest. We can learn about ancient temperatures, humidity levels, and even the types of plants that were dominant in the ecosystem. Every single egg is a tiny, mineralized data packet. It's not just a story about one baby dinosaur, it's a snapshot of an entire lost world, from the health of the mother to the climate of the planet. The information locked within is almost limitless, and with each new technological advance, we unlock another layer. CGI sequence showing the K-Peach extinction event, an asteroid hitting Earth. But the story of dinosaur eggs also has a tragic final chapter. For millions of years, these eggs were the key to the dinosaurs' success, ensuring their dynasty continued. But they may have also played a role in their downfall. One theory about the mass extinction event 66 million years ago suggests that the long incubation periods of many dinosaur eggs, some taking up to 6 months to hatch, put them at a severe disadvantage. After the asteroid impact plunged the world into a nuclear winter, food became scarce. Small mammals and birds, with their much shorter reproductive cycles, could reproduce more quickly in the brief moments when resources were available. Dinosaurs, waiting for their eggs to hatch in a devastated world, simply couldn't keep up. Their strategy for success became a fatal flaw in a world that had changed in an instant. It's a sobering reminder of how fragile life can be, even for the most dominant creatures on Earth. Return to the host with a montage of all the amazing things discussed. From their discovery as mythical dragon eggs to the high-tech analysis that reveals their deepest secrets, dinosaur eggs have fundamentally reshaped our understanding of the prehistoric world. They are not just fossils, they are the legacy of dinosaur families, of parental care, and of the intricate web of life that existed millions of years before us. They show us that dinosaurs were not just lumbering monsters, but complex social animals with behaviors that echo in the birds we see outside our windows today. Each fossilized shell is a promise of new life that was either fulfilled or cut short, and each one holds a story waiting to be told. The world of dinosaurs is far from being fully discovered, and with every new nest unearthed, we get one step closer to truly understanding these magnificent creatures. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey back in time. What fact about dinosaur eggs surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love exploring the mysteries of the ancient world as much as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the past. See you next time.